Okay, this is a quick video on how to with the cooking. It is a basic introduction. There's probably some things we might not cover. In the description, you will find two links. One is going to go to a website that has a Google Sheet in it that lists all the ingredients that I've come in contact with and the buffs that they provide. And the I have no fucking idea. Oh yeah. Okay, this is a short how-to cooking, just a basic introduction to sort of get you started. It probably is not going to include a lot of the detaily stuff, like further along detaily stuff, just to get you started. In the description, there's going to be two links. One to a website that includes a link to a Google Sheet that contains all of the ingredients I have come in contact with so far and what their buffs are. And then another link on to another video I've made on how to do the gathering mechanic. So if you're having problems collecting like the fruits and all this stuff and doing the yanking and the gathering and stuff, you can watch that. That will hopefully help. But basically, there's what you need to know is that there's two slots. You have the primary ingredient, which will determine the buff that is attached to that food in particular, either like deal more damage or gain more base health or have blast resistance or whatever. And the second one is going to affect how long it takes. And the higher quality of the food will determine the longer duration. So see, we have an exquisite Jotun egg, and that has a long effect duration. But we also have a fine Jotun egg, and that is a short effect duration. So if you want to make something very specific with either a longer or shorter or whatever, just make sure you know what you're putting in the second slot, what quality it is, whether it's fine, superior, or exquisite. And there's like a slight color difference that you'll get used to as well. So like fine is the green, and then the yellow, and here purple is the superior, and that has a medium. So fine is short, superior is medium, and exquisite is long. And once you figure out the food's buff, like what its effect is, it'll be shown right here. Like this gives ambush. So this deals 40% stealth damage. And the Viper Wolf, we don't know yet. Air quote, don't know yet. So this is a question mark. Here's fruit, so we don't know yet. And then here's some fatty meats, and they're different kinds, but because they're all fatty meat, they all have the same bark skin skill, or, effect. Take 30% less damage from wildlife in the RDA. And then this one we don't know. So then the other thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you that cooking with the same two ingredients, but in different slots, produces two different foods. So if we cook with egg first, and then Viper Wolf, so we know this is the second one, so it's going to be a short duration because it's a fine quality. But we don't know the buff of the Jotun egg. So it says down here, like, we don't know. So we're going to cook it. And we're going to get meat strip egg fry with blast resistance, which is the buff on the egg. So say okay. So now the eggs we know have blast resistance. So the only difference between the quality, the effect is going to be the same. The quality seems to affect the duration because they're both 35%. Now, if we cook with the exact same two ingredients, fine Viper Wolf and fine egg, but we swap the order, we're now going to get egg washed meat skewer. So it's the same 2 ingredients, the egg and the meat, but we got a totally different dish. So if you're looking for a very specific dish, make sure you follow the recipe as to which is the primary and which is the secondary, because if you mix them up, you're going to get a different dish with a different buff and probably the same time amount, but that's not going to matter because it's not what you want it. So, and then if you hit triangle, you can either eat it right away if you need to, or you can add to favorites. And so you can hit OK. And here, if we go to recipes, you can see everything that you've cooked along with the order. And then you can also see the recipes of what the ingredients are. So then the other thing that I'm going to point out is if you're like me and you can't make yourself eat a dish with a specific buff on it when all you're doing is wandering around and you don't actually need it, and you feel like you're going to waste it, and you're like, no, I can't eat this. There is a skill. If I can get it open. And it is part of the Survivor line called the raw food diet. Because now if you pick, one of the fruits, what is that one? The shelter fruit or whatever, like off that tree, and you eat it, you get like 20% of your stamina energy filled. And you're like, well, now I gotta pick like 5 of these damn things. So if you choose this, it should give you more. So, oh wait, no. So if I eat a shell fruit, that gives me like a little bit more. Not much though, jeez Louise. 25%. So instead of 20%, which I think is what it was before, it was like 25%. So it still is 25. Let's try actually getting the skill and then doing it again. Yeah, see now it's 50. So now you can eat this. So I think that's a pretty quality skill to get. So then you just need to eat 2 fruit out in the wild, and you don't have to worry about eating one of these that might actually be useful for something. So there's your introduction into cooking. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I will do my best to answer them. And good eating.